Hey, good morning to you. Happy Friday. Made it through the first week of the new year. Hope it's going good for you. Now in California here, Northern California, we still got a little bit of rain, a little bit of low, and we're going to have a couple more days of rain. So hoping the lows got a chance for things to absorb up because it's been tough out there. My name is David, working with those that are 50-ish and over. I want to help to teach you to create your own plan for health and wellness freedom by work personal growth. You do that by working your body, mind, and spirit, what I call balancing the triad. You find the different aspects that work for you, that fit into your life, that you want to do, and you apply those so you can actually get results. The main thing is, even if you had no success before, we're going to make sure you get some. So we talk about the body. Mind, as a part of the mind, is working with the creative mind. So that's part of imagination. So that's today's topic. Imagination is good for your brain. So most of the time, I think imagination, it's just for kids. So actually, it's not. And the truth of the matter is, you actually use your imagination all the time. And one of the things is, imagination is the key to brain boosting. It kind of helps you develop creative skills, and you actually memorize things faster, which, for example, that it also works in learning. Ways you can use your imagination, creativity, and learning is something I did is I got some recall lessons in my group, which you'll find a link in the description. I got some training there which talks about using the imagination to help remember and learn things. So we do use our imagination every day. It allows us to perceive all kinds of different things that are out there, because if we didn't use our imagination, we could only understand things from our own personal experience. That's it. That'd be the limit of what we knew. But by imagination and what our own experiences, we can get an idea of what something might happen. It allows us, so say you got a project coming up, you got 5 different ways. Our imagination allows us to kind of go through and figure how would those each different ways figure out, how would those scenarios play about, what would happen, what would take place. We can figure out what the consequences might be, what the pros and what the cons are. That's all by imagination, and that's something you might not have considered to be imagination. So yeah, it allows us to kind of figure out ideas, even with helps us to understand other people. With a book, if you're reading a story, someone describing what they're feeling, where you get to use your imagination to figure out what's that person like, what are they feeling, what are they going through, and in turn, that allows us also to be with other people. They're going through a situation that we might not have personally gone through, but yet we use our imagination to kind of figure what might they be going through. And with the imagination, all gives us the idea of adaptability. We only know this way to do something, but something else comes up and we got to figure out and think what's a way around it, what can work. And it goes back to figuring out those different solutions. What could happen, what could go right, what can go wrong. That all has to do with imagination. And research, documentation has shown that by imagining that, and I've talked about this before, whether your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined. So by imagining an act, it activates and strengthens those of the brain involved in the real thing. So again, your mind doesn't know the difference. So therefore, it can improve performance. This is what they refer to as visualization. You probably heard of actors and athletes doing this. And if our mind doesn't know what's real or imagined, that can work for the positive or for the negative. You think something's going to get bad, things are going to get worse. Your mind's going to start looking for those things to happen, and you're going to start imagining it's going to start happening. Versus then you imagine the positive. Now, there are, but I think you kind of get the general idea. So that's the idea where visualization comes in. You can really immerse yourself into the environment, especially if you can use all of your senses to figure out, put yourself in the environment. If you're practicing a skill for athletics, you go through and they found out research, like for example, practicing free throws. You got those that actually physically practice it and those that did it by imagination. They imagine they doing it over and over again, and you got improvements on both ends. Now, one of the ways you can also do is, this came up from Martha Krejci. She did it last week on one of her videos, was a previous week too, I did different areas of body, mind, spirit you can do goals in for the new year. I broke it down from the body, mind, spirit, and body, which was fitness, nutrition, rest, which broke down again. Mind was analytical, creative, and subconscious. Those broke down more. And spirit was personal, communal, and environmental. Again, those broke down to basically all 3 of those and covered every aspect of your body. so you can get your goals set up for the new year. And a good idea for goals is you want some that you got to reach for a little bit, because if you easily do it, you're probably not going to get much out of it. But you got ones you know can accomplish, but you're going to have to reach for it to accomplish it. One that's really a stretch, and then one beyond that that's a bigger stretch. You go, oh man, you shoot for it, but you don't even know if there's any way, shape, or form you can get it. But here's where the imagination comes in. You can set your alarm, you do it on your clock, your phone, for about every 45 minutes. And when that comes off, you take a moment and you picture yourself, you use your imagination, you visualize yourself you've accomplished that goal. If you're finally the shape of the body you want, you're off of medication, you're fit, you're trim, you're strong, you're lean, you got energy. That's the goal, or whatever your goal is to be. You picture yourself as, what is that person like? What are the ways, what are the things they do? How do they act? So you keep reminding yourself every 45 minutes, you picture yourself and you basically live in that body, in that person for just the weekend, or start today on Friday and go through the weekend. But you just picturize it and visualize that and see what changes that happens by using your imagination. All right. That's what I got for you. If you haven't done it yet, make sure to spend some time this weekend to get some goals set up for yourself for the new year. Last week got because family stuff over. This week I've been doing work, so this weekend I'm working on my goals for the new year. And I was planning on making sure to do some of the imagination as well. So, and if you want to know about that recall, link in the description, and link is in the description of my Facebook group, and you go to the guide section, and I just got it called Recall, and you'll find out about using the imagination to help you recall and remember information. All right. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. I will catch you on Monday. So take care, and balancing to you.